why some people just can't stand it when you go silent, why they start acting strange or get really frustrated when you don't give them a reaction. Imagine someone who seems to thrive on causing drama, always trying to get under your skin, and then you stop responding. What happens next? Why does your silence feel so powerful, almost like it's your secret superpower? In today's video, we're going to talk about why your silence is something that narcissists can't handle. Narcissists are people who love attention and crave control over others. But when you, a chosen one, decide to stay silent, it's like a mirror showing them their own insecurities. They're left wondering why their tricks aren't working, why they suddenly feel powerless. It's an amazing feeling, knowing that by doing nothing, you're actually doing everything to protect yourself and take back control. Stick around as we uncover the powerful effects of silence, how it helps you stay calm and in control, and how it drives narcissists absolutely crazy. If you're curious about the power of silence and want to learn ways to protect your peace, you're in the right place. Oh, and before we dive in, if you're looking for more tips to understand and protect your energy, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button now and join our journey of self-discovery and strength. Ready? Let's get into why your silence is the ultimate way to deal with those who crave control. Silence can be a powerful tool, especially for people who are strong and self-aware, often called chosen ones. Imagine being able to stay calm and unbothered, no matter what anyone tries to say or do to you. That's the power of silence, and it's one of the most effective ways to handle difficult people, especially those who constantly seek attention, like narcissists. Narcissists are people who need to feel important, admired, and in control. They thrive on reactions, especially if they can get others to feel upset, angry, or frustrated. But when you don't react and choose silence instead, it disrupts everything they want. This is because, without your response, they can't get the satisfaction or control they're after. For them, silence is confusing and frustrating. It makes them feel insecure and leaves them wondering why they can't get a reaction from you. Choosing silence also shows your strength. Instead of arguing or getting pulled into their drama, you're making a decision not to give away your energy to someone who only wants to drain it. By staying calm, you protect your peace and stay in control of your emotions. Silence becomes your superpower because it lets you set boundaries without even saying a word. You're showing that you won't let anyone take your energy or control your feelings. What makes silence even more powerful is that it often forces narcissists to face their own weaknesses. Without someone to control or manipulate, they have to look at themselves, which they rarely like to do. They start to feel insecure and uncomfortable, and they may even question their own actions. In some ways, your silence reflects their own flaws back at them, which can be deeply unsettling for them. For chosen ones, silence is a way to rise above negativity and protect their peace. Instead of wasting time and energy on toxic situations, they keep their focus on what truly matters. They don't let themselves get pulled into unnecessary conflicts. This powerful silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom and strength. By choosing silence, you're showing confidence, setting boundaries, and letting go of any need to win a fight. In the end, silence can become a shield, helping chosen ones protect their peace and thrive without getting dragged into drama. Narcissists are people who constantly crave attention and need to feel in control. They rely on the reactions of others to feel important and powerful. For them, any reaction, whether it's anger, frustration, or even just surprise, feeds their ego. They're like emotional vampires, feeding off the energy and emotions of the people around them. When someone reacts to them, it gives them a sense of control and validation, which makes them feel good about themselves. But when you choose silence instead of reacting, it's like shutting off their supply. Silence leaves them feeling ignored, which is something they absolutely cannot stand. Ignoring a narcissist by refusing to respond takes away the attention they crave, making them feel powerless and even a bit lost. They may try even harder to provoke you, hoping to get any reaction that will restore their sense of control. But the more you stick to your silence, the more frustrated and insecure they become. For a narcissist, silence is incredibly uncomfortable. Without a reaction, they start to question why they aren't getting the response they want. They may feel as though they're losing control over you, which creates a sense of panic or insecurity for them. Narcissists don't like to feel uncertain, and silence makes them unsure of what you're thinking or feeling. It also forces them to look inward, which they often avoid because they don't want to face their own flaws and insecurities. By choosing not to react, you're taking away the fuel they need to keep their sense of power. Silence sends a strong message. You won't give them control over your emotions. It shows strength, self-control, and confidence. Narcissists want to feel like they have power over you, but silence takes that power away. This doesn't mean silence is easy. It takes patience and practice to resist reacting, especially when someone is trying hard to provoke you. But over time, it can become a powerful way to protect your peace. By staying silent, you're choosing not to let them drain your energy, which helps you stay calm, in control, and focused on your own well-being. Choosing silence can be incredibly freeing, especially for those who value their peace and mental well-being, often referred to as chosen ones. In a world where many people may try to bring negativity or drama into your life, deciding to stay silent can be a powerful way to protect your energy. Instead of getting pulled into arguments or reacting to every little thing, silence allows you to set boundaries without saying a word. It gives you the chance to hold on to your peace, even when others try to disrupt it. One of the biggest benefits of silence is that it creates a safe, emotional space around you. This space acts like a shield, keeping toxic energy out and protecting you from the emotional drains that come with conflict or drama. When you're silent, you're not giving others access to your energy, thoughts, or emotions. Instead, you're keeping those things for yourself, allowing you to stay centered and calm. This is especially helpful when dealing with difficult people or situations that could easily throw you off balance. Silence also brings a sense of control back into your life. By not reacting, you're showing that you won't let others dictate how you feel or act. It's like saying, "I choose peace over conflict." This choice helps you conserve your energy, which you can then put toward things that truly matter, like your goals, passions, or simply feeling happy and relaxed. When you don't let others drain your energy, you start to feel more stable and clear-minded. This inner peace is something that nobody can take away from you. Over time, choosing silence can help you feel stronger and more grounded. You're not getting caught up in others' negativity, so you have more energy for yourself and the things that make you feel good. Silence lets you rise above the noise and focus on what's truly important in your life. It reminds you that you don't need to react to every little thing and that sometimes peace is found in simply letting things be. By protecting your energy in this way, you're giving yourself the gift of calmness and clarity, making it easier to stay true to yourself and live a life free from unnecessary stress. Silence can be one of the most powerful moves against a narcissist. For people who thrive on attention and control, nothing is more unsettling than someone who refuses to play their game. When you choose silence, you're doing much more than just ignoring them. You're holding up a mirror that forces them to confront their own insecurities. Narcissists rely on others' reactions to feel validated and powerful. Without your response, they're left alone with their own thoughts, which can be deeply uncomfortable for them. Narcissists often avoid looking inward because it means facing their own flaws and insecurities. They usually prefer to blame others, constantly shifting responsibility for any problem or conflict onto those around them. But silence takes away this option. Without anyone to engage with, they can't easily deflect or manipulate. This lack of a target makes them feel exposed, as they no longer have a way to distract themselves from their own issues. When you remain silent, narcissists may begin to feel a sense of vulnerability that they're not used to. The absence of a reaction leaves them without the validation they crave, and they may start to question their own actions and behaviors. Silence forces them to deal with their own insecurities, rather than projecting them onto someone else. For many narcissists, this can be an uncomfortable, even frightening experience, as they're not equipped to handle self-reflection. Choosing silence is not about being passive. It's a deliberate move that shows strength and emotional maturity. By refusing to respond, you're protecting yourself from their negativity while simultaneously sending a powerful message. You won't be manipulated, and you won't be their emotional supply. This silent power move creates a boundary that lets the narcissist know they don't have control over you. In this way, your silence not only helps you maintain your peace, but also subtly forces the narcissist to confront the very insecurities they're trying to hide. They may try to provoke you more, but as long as you stay firm, they'll find themselves struggling with their own emotions rather than being able to manipulate yours. In the end, silence is a strong, steady move that not only protects your energy but also leaves the narcissist facing the one person they can't escape, themselves. Walking away from a narcissist without saying a word can be one of the most powerful things you can do. Narcissists thrive on attention, control, and the emotional responses of others. They use these reactions as fuel, as a way to feel in charge and validate their sense of importance. But when you decide to walk away, physically or even just emotionally, you remove their power entirely. By no longer engaging, you're saying, "I won't give you what you want," and this hits them harder than any argument or confrontation ever could. For a narcissist, control is everything. They rely on manipulation tactics like playing the victim, shifting blame, or creating drama to keep you emotionally invested. They want you to feel responsible for their feelings or feel guilty for setting boundaries, but when you walk away, you break this cycle. Suddenly they can't provoke, blame, or guilt trip you because you're no longer available as their target. This leaves them feeling helpless as they have no way to draw you back into their control. Walking away also shows a level of self-respect that narcissists find difficult to handle. Narcissists often try to convince people that they are the most important part of their lives, the ones who need them. But by leaving without a word, you're showing that your peace, happiness, and self-worth don't depend on them. This can be a shock to a narcissist who is used to people constantly responding to their every action. Emotionally detaching and walking away gives you back your power and energy. It allows you to protect your mental space, focus on what truly matters, and move forward without the stress of trying to manage someone else's emotions. It also sends a clear message that they can't control you or keep you tied to their demands. You're showing them that your happiness and peace come first, and that you're no longer willing to sacrifice your well-being just to keep them satisfied. When you walk away in silence, you're taking away the very thing a narcissist craves the most: control over others. This can be unsettling for them as they're forced to face the reality that they no longer have any hold on you. In the end, walking away isn't about avoiding conflict, it's about reclaiming your peace and independence. It's a strong, empowering move that leaves the narcissist powerless, showing them that you are free and in charge of your own life. Silence is one of the most effective ways to break the toxic cycle of drama, especially when dealing with narcissists. Narcissists thrive on chaos and conflict. They use drama to keep people emotionally engaged and under their control. Every argument, every emotional outburst is an opportunity for them to assert power and manipulate others. But when you choose silence and refuse to engage in their drama, you break that cycle. You stop feeding their need for control, and in doing so, you shift the power back to you. The key to understanding this is that narcissists are like emotional manipulators. They create drama to keep you off balance, ensuring that your emotions are always tied up in their games. They need you to react, whether it's to get angry, upset, or defensive, because that reaction is what validates their power over you. But when you choose silence, you're not giving them what they want. You're no longer a player in their drama. By refusing to engage, you take away the control they've had over your emotions. You become unshakable. Instead of reacting to every insult, lie, or manipulation, you stay calm and focused. This creates a huge shift because narcissists feed off the emotional energy of others, and without that energy, they lose their sense of power. The more you stay silent, the more you deny them the satisfaction of getting a rise out of you, and eventually their tactics begin to lose their effect. Silence isn't weakness. It's a strong, deliberate choice to protect your peace and not get caught up in unnecessary drama. Narcissists may try to provoke you, but when you refuse to bite, they find themselves with no one to control. This forces them to face their own frustrations rather than being able to deflect them onto you. Over time, as you stay firm in your silence, you'll notice that their power starts to diminish. They may even become confused because they can no longer predict or manipulate your reactions. This shift in power is incredibly empowering. When you stop engaging in drama, you start to reclaim your peace and mental energy. You stop wasting time and emotions on things that don't matter and start focusing on what truly makes you happy. Your silence is a shield that protects you from toxic behavior, and it gives you the strength to stay calm and collected no matter what the narcissist tries. In the end, silence is a way of taking back control. By choosing not to engage in the narcissist's drama, you break the toxic cycle and create a peaceful space for yourself. You become unshakable, and the power that once belonged to them shifts back to you. Silence is often misunderstood as weakness, but for those who understand its power, it is a signal of incredible strength and resilience. When you remain silent in the face of a narcissist's attempts to provoke, manipulate, or control you, it's not a sign of giving up. It's a powerful demonstration of emotional control. This silence sends a message that you are in charge of your own emotions, and you are not going to be swayed or manipulated by their behavior. For a narcissist, this kind of silence is incredibly unsettling. They thrive on reactions, they need to be the center of attention, and they derive their sense of worth from controlling the emotions of others. So when they don't get the expected response from you, they're left confused and frustrated. They might even become obsessed with trying to figure out why their usual tactics aren't working. This obsession can drive them crazy because they can't understand why you aren't reacting the way they expect. Narcissists are used to getting under people's skin, but when you stay calm and composed, it disrupts their usual control and they can't handle it. What makes silence so powerful is that it leaves the narcissist with nowhere to go. When you don't react, they can't manipulate the situation to their advantage. They can't blame you, guilt-trip you, or get you to chase after them. This forces them to turn inward, but narcissists are not good at self-reflection. They lack the emotional depth to understand that their need for control and validation is what is causing them to spiral. Instead, they become fixated on you, wondering what makes you so different, why they can't break through your calm exterior. This obsession is a reflection of their insecurity. They need to control people to feel powerful, but your silence strips that power away. You're not giving them the emotional reaction they crave, and this lack of control leaves them obsessed, trying to figure out why they can't get to you. It's like a game they can't win, and that drives them mad. They'll keep coming back, testing different tactics, but you remain a calm and unshakable force. In the end, silence reveals your inner strength. It shows that you don't need to engage with drama, and you don't need their validation to feel secure. By maintaining your silence, you not only protect your peace, but also make the narcissist realize that their usual methods don't work on you. They can't control you, and that knowledge drives them to obsess, giving you the power and control that they crave. Narcissists are like emotional predators, constantly hunting for validation and control. They thrive on attention, admiration, and reactions, using others to boost their fragile self-esteem. When you stop engaging with them, you take away their power source, exposing their greatest vulnerability. This simple act of withholding attention can cause a narcissist to crumble, leaving them disarmed and unable to function in their usual manipulative way. For a narcissist, attention is everything. It's how they measure their worth and maintain their illusion of superiority. Whether it's through praise, arguments, or emotional drama, they need people to react to them in some way. But when you refuse to play along, when you stop reacting to their provocations or engaging with their manipulations, they lose their grip on the situation. They are suddenly faced with a painful reality. They have no control over you. This lack of control is a narcissist's worst nightmare. They are accustomed to being the center of attention, constantly drawing people into their emotional orbit, where they dictate the terms. But when you stop feeding their need for attention, they feel exposed and vulnerable. They can't understand why you aren't giving them the emotional fuel they expect, and this confusion weakens their position. It forces them to confront the truth that their self-worth doesn't come from the outside world. It comes from within, something they struggle to recognize. Without your reactions, they can't manipulate the narrative. They can't get you to feel guilty, angry, or sad. They can't create the drama that helps them feel powerful. When you stop engaging, you rob them of their ability to control the situation, and that's when they start to crumble. They may try to provoke you, demand attention, or even resort to guilt trips, but no matter what they do, you're no longer affected. This exposes their vulnerability and makes them realize they have no power over you. What's even more disarming for a narcissist is that they don't know how to handle silence or disengagement. They're used to the emotional highs and lows that come from interacting with others. But when they're met with silence, they feel completely disarmed, as if their tools of manipulation are suddenly useless. This loss of control is a direct hit to their fragile ego and is often a huge blow to their sense of self. In the end, stopping engagement with a narcissist is like shining a light on their darkest weakness, their inability to thrive without constant external validation. When you stop feeding them the attention they crave, they are left exposed and vulnerable, forced to confront their own insecurities. This is when they truly begin to crumble. In a world filled with constant noise, distractions, and the toxic influence of narcissists, silence can be a powerful tool for reclaiming your true identity. For chosen ones, those individuals who understand the importance of personal growth and self-awareness, silence is not just a retreat from external noise, it's a method of realignment. When you choose to remain silent, particularly around a narcissist or anyone who seeks to drain your energy, you reclaim control over your thoughts, your time, and your emotional space. This newfound space allows you to focus fully on your own growth, goals, and passions, leaving behind those who have tried to control or manipulate you. Narcissists thrive on attention. They seek validation, admiration, and emotional reactions from others to feel important and powerful. For them, it's all about maintaining their dominance in relationships and ensuring that everyone around them is emotionally invested in their needs. But when you refuse to engage, when you choose silence, you stop feeding their need for control. This withdrawal of attention forces them to face a reality they can't handle. You no longer rely on their validation. you've cut the emotional cords that tied you to their manipulative cycles, and as a result, you've freed yourself. This freedom allows you to redirect your energy toward your own aspirations. When you're no longer caught up in the narcissist's drama, you gain the mental clarity to focus on what truly matters, your growth. Whether it's building your career, pursuing a passion, or improving your mental and physical well-being, silence creates the space to reconnect with your purpose. Without the constant emotional upheaval caused by narcissists or toxic relationships, you have the opportunity to develop a deeper understanding of who you are, what you truly want, and what values you hold dear. Silence also allows you to reflect on your self-worth. Narcissists often use manipulation to make you question your value, to diminish your confidence, and to draw attention away from your true self. But when you stop engaging with them, you stop letting their opinions define you. You become more grounded in your own identity and the things that make you unique. This process of reclaiming your self-worth is empowering as you shift from seeking approval from others to seeking approval from within. In this quiet space, you can nurture your passions without the constant distraction of toxic influences. Silence creates a protective bubble around you, shielding you from the negativity that may have once clouded your vision. You can use this time to focus on your goals, whether they involve personal development, relationships, or even creative pursuits. Narcissists, who are often quick to dismiss or belittle your passions, are no longer a roadblock to your dreams. Their opinions no longer have the power to derail your progress. You are now free to take the steps needed to make your dreams a reality. Finally, silence allows you to create healthy boundaries. It's a way of saying, I deserve more than emotional manipulation. By choosing silence, you set a powerful precedent that your peace is non-negotiable. This reinforces your self-worth and serves as a reminder that your happiness does not depend on the approval or validation of a narcissist. You are the master of your own destiny, and with silence, you take back control. In the end, silence isn't just a way to protect yourself from narcissistic behavior, it's a way to reclaim your identity. It provides the space needed to refocus on your goals, rediscover your passions, and reaffirm your self-worth. With the narcissist left in the dust, you move forward with a clear mind, a strong sense of purpose, and the freedom to live the life you were always meant to lead. Narcissists are often seen as confident, self-assured individuals, but beneath their grandiose exterior lies a deep-seated fear of being ignored. They rely on constant attention, admiration, and validation to feel good about themselves. Without it, they begin to unravel. Silence, especially when directed toward them, becomes their worst nightmare, revealing just how fragile their sense of self-worth truly is. At the core of a narcissist's personality is insecurity. They need others to reflect their greatness, often exaggerating their achievements and manipulating situations to gain admiration. For them, attention is more than just a desire, it is a necessity. When people ignore them, it's like a blow to their fragile ego. The very thing they rely on to feel powerful and in control is taken away, and they are left feeling empty and exposed. When you choose to ignore a narcissist or withhold your emotional energy, it triggers a profound reaction in them. They may try to provoke you, manipulate you, or even guilt-trip you into engaging. But your silence is something they can't handle. Narcissists need to be the center of attention, and your refusal to give them that spotlight makes them feel irrelevant. This can cause panic within them as they desperately search for a way to regain their status and control. For narcissists, being ignored means losing their grip on the situation. They thrive on drama and emotional reactions, whether positive or negative. If they can get a rise out of you, it confirms their power. However, when you stay silent, they can't draw you into their game. Your silence forces them to confront an uncomfortable truth. They have no control over you. This realization shakes them to their core. Their sense of superiority is built on manipulation and control, and when that crumbles, they are left feeling exposed and vulnerable. Silence is a powerful tool because it strips away the narcissist's ability to control the narrative. They can't manipulate you into giving them attention, and they can't use your emotions to fuel their ego. This leaves them powerless, and that is terrifying to them. In the absence of your reactions, they are forced to face their own insecurities. Their ability to distort reality and play the victim is no longer effective, and this can cause them to panic. Moreover, narcissists thrive on the idea that they are special and deserving of attention. When you ignore them, it chips away at this belief. They start questioning why they aren't getting the reactions they expect and feel a loss of control. This makes them obsessed with trying to regain your attention, often leading them to employ even more extreme tactics to get you to engage. However, the more you remain silent, the more you force them to confront their own inadequacies. In the end, the narcissist's fear of being ignored reveals the cracks in their self-image. They have built their entire existence around manipulating others and seeking validation, but silence exposes the truth. Their sense of self-worth is fragile, and they cannot survive without constant attention. Your silence becomes a terrifying reminder of their own vulnerabilities, making it one of the most powerful ways to disarm them and regain control over the situation. Silence isn't just a personal act of self-preservation, it has a ripple effect that can inspire and influence everyone around you. When you choose silence as a response, especially in the face of narcissistic manipulation or drama, you not only protect your own peace, but also set an example for others to do the same. Your quiet strength sends a message, one that encourages those around you to reconsider their reactions and take back control of their emotional well-being. Narcissists thrive on creating chaos and drawing people into their emotional games. They want to see others react, whether through anger, guilt, or even admiration. When you choose not to engage, you disrupt the toxic cycle they rely on, showing others that they don't have to play by the narcissist's rules. Instead of feeding into their manipulative tactics, you create an emotional boundary that says, "This is not my fight." For those who observe this silence, it can be a powerful lesson. They begin to see that they too have the option to disengage and protect their own energy. Just as silence weakens the narcissist's power, it can strengthen the resolve of those around you. When they see you refuse to react to toxicity, it can inspire them to stop reacting as well, creating a collective shift toward healthier boundaries and emotional peace. Your choice to remain calm and composed in the face of adversity acts as a model for others who may be struggling with their own battles against manipulation and negativity. Silence also encourages others to prioritize their mental health. In a world where reacting and responding seems like the only way to be heard, your quiet refusal to engage shows that there is strength in stillness. It shifts the narrative from one of constant conflict to one of inner peace. Those around you start to understand that emotional freedom comes not from reacting to every provocation, but from taking control of how they respond to the world. Moreover, silence creates space for personal reflection. When the noise of narcissistic manipulation and drama is stripped away, it allows those in your circle to see things more clearly. Without the constant distractions, they can focus on their own needs and start to realize the importance of emotional self-care. Your silence encourages them to think before reacting, to choose their battles wisely, and to protect their mental and emotional peace. In a way, your silence becomes a powerful form of leadership. It shows that you don't need to engage in every battle or argument to maintain control or prove your worth. By choosing not to respond to negativity, you demonstrate resilience, and that resilience becomes contagious. Others begin to see that they can protect their peace and take a stand against toxic behavior without being drawn into the chaos. Ultimately, the ripple effect of silence is profound. By choosing silence, you not only reclaim your own energy and sense of self, but also create a safe space for others to do the same. You lead by example, inspiring those around you to protect their own peace, set boundaries, and stop giving away their power to narcissists or any negative influences in their lives. In this way, silence becomes not just a tool for personal growth, but a movement that empowers others to reclaim control over their emotional world. Detachment is the ultimate form of silent revenge. It's not about seeking vengeance or playing the narcissist's games. It's about stepping away from their toxic influence and reclaiming your personal power. By choosing detachment, you rise above the drama, making it clear that their manipulation and control no longer have any hold over you. This is where true strength lies, not in responding, but in the ability to remain untouched and unaffected by their antics. When you detach from a narcissist's games, you stop participating in the cycle they've created. Narcissists thrive on drawing people into emotional turmoil, whether it's through gaslighting, guilt-tripping, or playing the victim. They want you to feel obligated to react, to give them attention, or to cater to their needs. But when you detach, you stop feeding into their need for validation. You refuse to let them control your emotions, thoughts, or actions. This is where their power begins to crumble. They are no longer able to manipulate you or dictate how you feel. Detachment doesn't mean cutting people off or becoming cold and distant. It's about creating an emotional boundary that allows you to protect your peace without engaging in the narcissist's drama. It's about recognizing that their behavior is a reflection of their own insecurities and not something that you need to absorb. By detaching, you rise above their level, showing them that their attempts to control you are futile. This is a powerful message. They hold no control over you, and they can no longer manipulate or provoke you. When you detach, you also become untouchable. Narcissists rely on your reactions to feel validated and powerful. They need to see that they can still get under your skin, that they can still make you feel inferior or guilty. But once you detach, their tactics fall flat. You no longer give them the emotional fuel they crave, and they are left powerless. Your silence and emotional distance act as a shield, making you untouchable and immune to their attempts to destabilize you. This act of detachment is the ultimate form of revenge because it doesn't require any confrontation or retaliation. It doesn't involve stooping to their level or engaging in petty games. Instead, it involves walking away from the toxicity and focusing on your own growth, peace, and well-being. By doing so, you show the narcissist that their control over you is non-existent. They are powerless in the face of your strength and resilience. In the end, detachment is about reclaiming your energy, your self-worth, and your peace of mind. It's about recognizing that you are not defined by the narcissist's games, and that their need for attention and validation is not your burden to carry. By rising above their manipulation and stepping away, you show them that they have no power over you. And that in itself is the ultimate silent revenge, one that not only protects you, but also proves that you are in control of your own destiny. Silence is one of the most powerful tools in revealing the true nature of a narcissist. When you choose not to react to their manipulation or provocations, the narcissist's behaviors become glaringly obvious. Without your emotional responses to deflect onto, their flaws, insecurities, and toxic traits are exposed for everyone to see. This is why they absolutely hate silence. It strips away their ability to manipulate the situation and forces them to confront the truth of their own actions. Narcissists thrive on creating a narrative where they are the victim, the hero, or the center of attention. They constantly look for someone to blame, someone to mirror their greatness, or someone to absorb their negativity. When you stop reacting, their usual tactics no longer work. They can't twist your words, guilt-trip you, or provoke you into an emotional outburst. In fact, silence from you leaves them with nowhere to hide. Their true nature starts to surface, and others around them can no longer ignore the manipulation, gaslighting, and emotional abuse they have been carrying out. For example, narcissists often try to create confusion or doubt in others, making people question their own reality. They may attempt to distort the truth, lie, or play mind games. But when you remain silent and refuse to engage in these dynamics, the narcissist's manipulations become evident. Without your reactions to work with, they are forced to face their own words and actions. They can no longer distract people with their false narrative or make themselves appear blameless. The silence from you acts as a mirror, reflecting their behavior back at them. This is especially difficult for narcissists because they are master manipulators, skilled at projecting an image of perfection or superiority. But when you don't give them any emotional responses to work with, their mask begins to crack. People around them start to see the cracks in their facade, and the narcissist is left exposed and isolated. The drama they create loses its impact because no one is willing to play along anymore. The narcissist finds themselves standing alone with no one to manipulate or control. Moreover, silence forces the narcissist to face the reality of their own behavior. They can no longer deflect their insecurities onto others or avoid the consequences of their actions. The more you remain silent, the more they are forced to confront their own toxicity. This is a position they are not used to being in. They are accustomed to controlling the narrative and using others as emotional pawns, but silence disrupts that dynamic. It forces them to own their behavior, which is something they are rarely willing to do. Silence can be one of the most powerful ways to set boundaries, especially when dealing with a narcissist. By choosing to say nothing, you're sending a clear message that you are no longer available for their games, manipulation, or emotional exploitation. It's not just about not speaking, it's about reclaiming your energy, your time, and your mental space. When you remain silent, you are creating an invisible boundary that signals to the narcissist that they no longer have access to you in the way they once did. Narcissists are used to being the center of attention, manipulating situations to suit their needs, and drawing others into their emotional turmoil. They thrive on control and constant validation, and they often use people's reactions to feed their own insecurities. But when you stop reacting and choose silence, you establish an emotional boundary that makes it clear you're no longer part of their narrative. Your silence becomes a tool of protection that signals they can't manipulate you or draw you into their toxic behavior anymore. This silent boundary is powerful because it forces the narcissist to confront the fact that they have no power over you. They may try to provoke you, guilt-trip you, or make you feel responsible for their emotions, but silence stops them in their tracks. They can no longer get the emotional reaction they crave, leaving them unable to control the situation. The narcissist is left with no one to manipulate or play their emotional games on, which is a huge blow to their ego and sense of control. More importantly, silence sends a message that you value yourself and your peace more than engaging in their toxic patterns. It's a non-verbal way of saying, I am not available for this behavior anymore. When you choose silence, you show the narcissist that you are setting boundaries around your emotional and mental well-being. This sends a clear signal that you will no longer tolerate being a pawn in their games. They no longer have access to your energy or attention, which is a form of power they cannot tolerate. By embracing silence as a boundary, you are not just protecting yourself from their manipulation, but you are also giving yourself the freedom to focus on your own growth, peace, and goals. The narcissist's drama no longer has the power to disrupt your life. Instead of being drawn into their chaos, you are free to create a life where your energy is respected and your peace is prioritized. Silence, in this case, is not a weakness. It is a statement of strength. It's a powerful form of self-care that takes back control from the narcissist and places it firmly in your hands. In conclusion, silence as a boundary is one of the most effective ways to take back your power from a narcissist. By saying nothing, you show them that they no longer have access to your energy or attention and that you are no longer available to participate in their toxic games.